believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
It was a monumental game for A&M and Tampa. It was a monumental game. Somebody had to lose, and thank God it was them this time.
We knew it was going to be a battle. Look at Jake Ave's record. 202 and 36, I think, some off-the-wall figures.
And nobody would play him because they didn't want to take a chance of getting beat. But the truth of it is,
over 46,000 tickets. Blacks were sitting in the east stands. Whites were sitting in the west stands. And the score wound up 34-28.
The only thing we proved that we wasn't inferior, that we were not inferior, and we were not afraid.
For one night, for 160 minutes, we was better than them.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KeaversVoice.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Good day, good people. What's happening? You got the grumpy old nerds in your ear once again. As always, I am Uncle John, the grumpiest and sleepiest of the grumpy old nerds. Doing his dance, you have the red bone assassin, Uncle DJ. What's up, DJ?
What's happening?
Work hard, drink whiskey. Yes, sir.
That's right.
We will do that. Standing in front of Wanda's twin brothers, you have Uncle Percy. What's going on, Uncle Percy?
Oh, the usual.
With the driest of entrances. Thank you, Uncle Percy. And as always, behind the ones and twos, we got Uncle Roy. What's going on, Uncle Roy?
Hello.
With the JJ from Good Times greeting.
Uncle Percy's not just, he's not the best color commentator in the game for nothing.
Because Uncle Percy will give it to you raw and uncut. Isn't that right, Uncle Percy?
I am colored, though.
All right, you are colored. Yes, you are colored. You are colored and in color. But before we get into all that, I would be remiss if I did not say that I'm not remiss about anything this week. So let's go right into it. As Roy gives me my close-up. Here recently, I purchased the Disney Plus bundle, which is Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So I currently am paying for the Disney bundle, HBO, CBS, which will soon be Paramount Plus.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're changing it. CBS is just like the old white man network. I'm sure they were like, okay, let's switch it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
It sound prettier. I'm paying for maybe 4 or 5 different streaming services, and it occurred to me, I said, why are you paying for all these streaming services? And I have Dish TV. Why are you paying for Dish TV and all of these streaming services? So when there are other, not necessarily unconventional packages like YouTube TV, and there are a couple of others that slipped my mind. So I'm asking our panel of old frugal black men, what is the difference? Should I stick with Dish? Should I try and find something else? How can I maximize my viewing while minimizing the amount of money I'm spending?
Okay, let me start because I know Roy is chomping at the bit with the the side hustle. So and I don't want to come like seeming like I'm discounting what he's saying. So I went through this because I got real pissed off with Comcast a couple of years ago, and I went on this this whole thing. I mean everything I did. You were asking about the DirecTV. I think they sponsored or they're part of begins with an S. It's you got the YouTube TV, you got the what is it called? There's another service they got, it's the other one. Like, there's like 3 that you can do that you get your local channels, you get like a package of, so many channels and stuff,
Right.
They've had all the commercials for them, like the one that I'm thinking of that DirecTV is a part of.
Oh, Spectrum?
No. They had the commercials. What were they talking about? Couples that mess around. What do they call that?
Oh, Sling.
Right. They had the Sling commercials. Right. So the thing about Sling, it was BS because it has like Sling Blue and Sling this and and so you had to either get this or that, but they made sure that they took a good piece out of this chunk and put it over in this chunk. So you got all of this, but you don't have that. But you really want that. But in order to get that, you got to get this or you got to get both.
Gotcha.
And so they were just messing around. And the thing I like about YouTube TV, which I have, is that it's pretty much straightforward. First of all, it's by Google, because Google owns YouTube. And, I know they have like cities of servers, what I'm saying, of websites.
Right.
They got, towns worth of servers. So everything that is streaming, every channel that they give you streams through their computers. So their DVR is flawless because it's not really a DVR per se. It is. It's a digital video recorder, but it all goes through their system. So all you have to do is mark something as, hey, I want this in my library. And it's like that, you know. It's so simple. If you got good Wi-Fi, now I wanted to ask you, your Wi-Fi situation is a little jacked. So first of all, satellite is not good Wi-Fi usually, you know, because there's too many things that go wrong with it. But aside from that, I was going to ask you to look into your Wi-Fi situation and see what's the best deal. Every place should have gig speed by now. You know what I mean? And so you want to look for either a 5G, like who's your telephone service?
Our
cell phone,
AT&T.
Okay. Yeah. See. Okay. So yeah, you got the DirecTV, AT&T type deal. All right. Like so, me, I got Sprint, which is now T-Mobile, this, that, and the other. So I get like Hulu free through Sprint. That's just a deal they had. T-Mobile's got a deal where if you get like so many lines, you can get your Netflix free through T-Mobile.
Wow.
You got enough students down there of your kids and stuff that Spotify has the most outrageous student plan that since I'm going to school online, I pay $4.99 for Spotify and I get Showtime and Hulu for free.
Really?
$4.99 a month for a student subscription, and I get Showtime and Hulu for free. But I already got Hulu through Sprint. But I mean, either way it goes, I get Hulu, so I don't have to pay for Hulu.
So you have, but for your television service, I
got YouTube TV. Yeah, because it's
you're satisfied with
$65. And they've recently acquired. It used to be $49.99, but they recently made a deal to get
year or for the month.
For the month, but they recently acquired a deal to get Comedy Central and all of those BET, MTV, blah 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 blah. They didn't have that before, but now they got that. They put it up to 65, but it's so seamless. You don't have to pay extra for a DVR. You don't have a box or anything. It's all streaming. It's like I said, you just add your little library and you can have just tons of stuff and you can share it with the family, so everybody's got their own profile,
Right.
And you got your shows, they got their shows, you just need good Wi-Fi. You just got to make sure you got good Wi-Fi. And I'm paying like, gig speed, like $75 a month.
Okay.
But I'm also a gamer.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, Uncle Percy, what service do you have?
So I have DirecTV.
Okay.
I've had DirecTV since '92, basically since I've been married. So I have no problem with DirecTV. The main reason why I got DirecTV is because of the sports package, the NFL package.
There you go.
That's what I got it for. But I also like DirecTV because not just for HBO Max, and I can watch everything from my cell phone or from my office and stuff like that. The only thing I hate about DirecTV, of course, like when it snows or it rains and it blocks the signal.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I have never had any problem with DirecTV. Now, that's since I had it, and you got to pay for the boxes. But once you get the boxes and you don't upgrade, you get to go. Get the latest.
So Percy, with DirecTV, you also got what streaming services do you have?
So the only streaming service that comes with DirecTV is HBO Max.
Okay, but you don't pay for anything else.
I don't pay for anything else.
That's pretty good though, HBO Max.
Yeah. Now, what the other thing I have, and I think Roy's gonna bring this up, is the Fire Stick. That's what I've been telling you. That's why I've been trying to tell you to get every time you say something. I'm like, John, get a Fire Stick and you'll squash everything. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. Here's the reason, and Roy, you're probably gonna come in on it too. Here's the thing with the Fire Stick. You can basically get everything from the current movies once you crack the stick, as they call it, you can get every movie.
Crack the stick.
You gotta download a third party app.
Yeah. Well, you can get every current movie that's out there right now. It might be in Russian, but it's still good quality movie. Hey, it's the truth. It's the truth. It might, because you might, if you'll get the movie, but you might be seeing a little Russian going, language going across the bottom, but it's still a movie.
So okay.
You can get any TV, depending on which app you get. Like I didn't subscribe to CBS Access to watch Picard. I got it off the Fire Stick, and they had all the current episodes. Same thing with the Star Trek Discovery. Same thing. Why pay for something where I can get it free off the Fire Stick? Plus, you can get anything you can think of, from Star Blazers, because that's what Star Blazers and Robotech. I've been watching all my old cartoons, the '67 Spider-Man.
Oh wow!
I mean, if you can think of it, you can get it off the Fire Stick. You just know how to program it.
It's got 3 letters for you. VPN.
Yeah, you gotta have a VPN because you don't want nobody to come into your.
You don't want that.
Right, but
FBI.
Well, they haven't. Ooh, I'm on Facebook, bro. I can't say anything, huh? Well, it's not like. I guess they're gonna come and knocking now.
But you know what's funny is that it's whatever, even if it's highly illegal, it's like they have to arrest everybody, because I think I'm the last person in the world.
It's like Napster. It's like Napster.
Right.
Well, now we're showing our age. That's right. I said Napster. Damn it.
Right. Okay, Roy, come on, give us the 5-finger discount deal.
I got one more.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry.
Person.
And then of course there's Chromecast, but that's a whole different.
Ooh.
Right.
Chromecast.
Yes.
Bro, what is that?
That's Apple.
Yeah, that's.
But no, it's not. Chromecast is just I think Chromecast is really.
I'm sorry, Google. Chromecast is Google. I'm sorry.
It just allows you to put what's on your computer onto your television.
That's it's just a device. That's all. It's not a service. It's a device.
Yeah.
All right, Uncle Roy. Come on.
So yeah, like literally, I walked away from cable, DirecTV, and all that about 9 years ago. Like the only time I had cable was when I had a professional, when I had the theater. John, I don't know if you remember when we had the theater.
Yeah.
We actually had to have cable in because, of course, doing stuff. It's a difference when you're doing stuff in a professional setting. But personally, I've been watching most of my stuff online for that long. People got into it. Most of the shows that I watch, we're really into the CW stuff. CW is one of the few networks that literally puts their stuff on the day after.
Right.
NBC is the same way. NBC started doing it like 3 years ago. So like if something airs tonight, tomorrow morning, it's on their website. ABC was one of the slower ones because what they did at first is that they took they backlogged you a week, so you would have to wait a week. Usually just a week behind, and you can still watch stuff. So I had been doing that. Now, when I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I want to be able to see the stuff either in real time, and then even wanting to get back into some of my sports and stuff. That's when I ended up getting a Fire Stick. Actually, my daughter bought me one for my birthday. And she had a friend who was real good at it. It's called jailbreaking the Fire Stick, to allow you to get the stuff, because Fire Sticks are really just like Roku TVs. You can download and pay for all the apps that you want to get. You can do all that stuff. But when you when you get it jailbroke, you can actually just download some of the free apps that then open you up to all the stuff. Now, one of the things that the young man who did mine, the reason I guess my daughter really likes the way he does it, he's a friend of hers. I've known him for a few years. But he told me something that I had never heard from a lot of them. He says, what most people do when they jailbreak them is they download like a whole bunch of apps onto your Fire Stick. Well, that actually ends up causing problems. And so you either end up having to go back to them or doing things, because he's like, all it really is a small computer. So it's a memory issue. And when you have all these additional apps on it, you don't need it. So he asked me, he was like, what are the main things that you want to do? And I'm like, TVs, movies, and then live sports or live TV shows. He downloaded he downloaded 4 total. He said, you won't need any more than this. Downloaded 4 total. And when I tell you, I literally only use 2 of them. I can watch anything. And just like Uncle Percy said, look, I don't went back and watched the original Voltrons. I'm watching, Batman, the enemies, everything is there. And it's, these 2 apps. And it's just like, I got away from cable because I got tired of paying $200 and $300 a month to watch TV. And the thing that really upsets me now with these services, the one reason that I like Netflix, and I will continue, I'll probably continue to do Netflix because I do pay Netflix. I do pay for it, even though I don't necessarily need it, because I'm not paying nobody to watch TV, and I still got to watch commercials on your service. If I'm paying for TV and I got to watch commercials, we got a problem, and I'm not doing it.
Right.
So, and that was the big thing. Like CBS Access was crazy to me. And as much as I they got the Star Trek catalog, I was like, dude, I'm not paying a service to watch this television. And then you're still showing me ads.
Right.
I'm like, that's just not going to be a thing for me. So
that's what I don't like about Hulu.
Yeah. See, that's why I won't ever get it. And it's just like, and I tell people, get your Fire Stick, get your couple of maps, and go get your thing. Because this ain't look. That is it.
So Roy, you pay for Netflix and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Netflix is the only service I paid for.
And you can still see all the local channels too.
Yeah, no, I don't watch local channels.
Okay.
Now with local channels.
But now here's the thing. There is on one of the apps that I do have, there is a space for me to get to local channels. I just don't watch it.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead, Percy.
No, I was going to say local channels you can use Locate or Pluto TV, things like that you can get your
It's a process. If you're technically, you've seen the movie Hackers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's basically like, Hack the Planet. Like everything is available out there. And if you're willing to, download some shit, wait a couple of days, download some shit, get you a nice firewall that'll protect people from finding out your actual location so you won't get Mr. Moran, but like you said, they pretty much got to come after everybody.
Right.
They're not going to come after you as the user necessarily. They'll go after the guy who's selling all the jailbroke Fire Sticks because he's the one making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's the one making money. They'll go after the person who advertises on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and Google like KODI, Cody, which is a type of app, and some other type of apps, and you'll see hundreds and hundreds of people telling you how to steal these streaming services.
Right.
John, it's just I told you about Cody. Remember, I used to have Cody on my laptop.
That was a while ago. Yeah, you did tell me about Cody.
Yeah, I used to have Cody on my laptop.
So my next door neighbor, he uses it. He got the hookup. He was like, yeah, my guy, he'll give you one, he'll sell you one for such. I said, let me see. And I did it for a minute. I'm technologically, capable, and I got tired of downloading shit and updating and all of that stuff. I was like, what? I'll just pay for it. Okay. It's just if you don't mind it, cool.
Yeah.
So
okay. So Percy, but you've got DirecTV, but you also have the Fire Stick too, right?
Right.
So why do you keep DirecTV if you got the Fire Stick?
Because basically for the NFL package. And like I said, I just like DirecTV. I've had it since '92.
Well, the Fire Stick is not internet though. You still got to have some internet to get anything. Right. So you got to have your internet service. So I switched to WoW. I don't know if you guys know WoW, but I got WoW up here. I switched from Comcast to WoW because I get 1,000 speed as opposed to the 100 speed that Comcast was selling me for $50.
Right.
They was selling me this slow ass 100 for 50, and I got 1,000 from WoW for 75.
Right.
Hey,
So,
John, can I ask y'all friend Jerry a question? Jerry, I'm curious. She says the Roku has the free live TV. Is with the deluxe devices, is that included the TVs, or because like I have my TV is a Roku TV.
Okay.
So should I be able to get just regular live TV, or I guess like John would say the local channels?
Actually, you can. I got a Roku TV. I got one. It was on sale for Black Friday or whatever it was. So we got a Roku TV for the room, for the bedroom. And part of the reason I was asking all this is because since Connie's been home, I wanted to unlock a lot more content for her because I knew she'd be home and I knew she'd be laid up. So that's part of the reason why I got Hulu, because Hulu actually, and Hulu is tripping because they do show commercials, but if you pay for it, you get it without commercials. And Hulu shows a lot of TV shows, episodic TV shows the next day, like a bunch of it. Like,
absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Like I Love Atlanta and a bunch of those FX shows, and they're all on Hulu as well.
Yeah.
So, and she was watching.
It's all on the Fire Stick. John, there's nothing you can think of any show, and we can tell you it's on the Fire Stick.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, like I literally just finished binging back to back. I like old stuff. I binged Stargate SG-1.
Yep.
Oh wow.
All of those seasons originally, and I went back and watched Stargate Atlantis, the whole season, all 5 of those seasons.
What was that? What was that pay-per-view fight not too long ago? Yeah, my neighbor had that shit. You
get that on there too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
do I need a Fire Stick for each TV in the house?
Yes.
And how much will a Fire Stick? Yikes. How much will a Fire Stick run me?
It depends on when Amazon has their sale. Like if they have a Black Friday or Technology Day, they become cheap. You can probably get one under $20, depending on.
No. But you're not gonna get it from them. The thing is, the people who are hooking up the apps and the download, like Roy said, his daughter's friend, they already got the sticks.
Right.
Not everybody, no, because they bought. My daughter bought mine, and then she bought mine during one of those things like Percy talked about, and then she just took it to it.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, you can do that either way. Either way, you can get it from them, or you can get your own, whatever, But either way it goes, they're gonna charge you something to hook it up.
I mean, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, most people usually charge.
Or you can do it yourself.
$30.
It's not hard. It's not.
No.
It's not that
hard.
hard.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try to learn how to do it. I just sent it and let him do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I just need to get me a young person to come.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm sure your children know someone who does it.
Yep.
I'm sure you got about 8 of them, right?
I got a bunch of them. Yeah, and it'd be funny because they would all yell because everybody's on my subscriptions for all the various services that I have.
So speaking of that, can I tell you some nigga ways of doing some things?
Oh Lord, please go right ahead.
So this how it goes right now. So of course, I got HBO Max, right? My cousin got Disney Plus. My other cousin has Peacock and Netflix. So we just swap passwords.
Well, I mean that makes sense,
right?
And we just each one of us just pay one for one service.
I got 5 kids. Each one of them could get one of the streaming services from me. Bam, there it is right there. You know what, Uncle Percy? You a bad man. I got 5 kids. 4 of them have full-time jobs. So yes, Uncle Percy, that is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at you. Look at you. Okay, but I'm still going to investigate this Fire Stick thing because y'all acting like Fire Stick is the holy grail of TV watching.
I mean, it is, and you can. And here's the thing, John. Like when you were talking about, it could become slightly cumbersome, I guess you would say, but you can take it wherever you want to.
Right.
So think about like one of the things that I've started doing. If I'm on a trip, instead of being stuck with what the hotel watches, or some hotels get limited television.
I got you.
I take my Fire Stick with me, and I got everything that I want to watch again. All you need is an internet connection for it. That's all you have to do whenever you move somewhere.
Right. And as my computer is slowing down now, because let me tell you all this as well, because I live in like a dead zone. So I've had a couple of, look at my face right there. I've had a couple of different services. I just got Xfinity. Thank you, Roy. And Xfinity is supposed to be the one that gets me the best service, and it's still jacked up. We have HughesNet, which is a joke. And that's
okay, but
satellite
okay,
internet service.
Comcast, Xfinity. What's your package? What are you paying for your internet? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, this is a monthly pay as you go.
No, I know, but I'm saying, is it 100, 200?
Oh, 45.
45? Are you serious?
You need a little bit more, John.
No, you need a lot more. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you what happened.
Being nice.
When I went to Comcast and I said, I need y'all to cancel my service, I'm going with WOW. It was like, oh, what's the problem? You know, I was like, well, first of all, y'all been screwing me for years. You know, every time I, want like the better deal, it's always for the new customers and not the current customer. So WOW is going to give me 1,000 for 75, and you guys have been screwing me with $50 for 100. They're like, well, we got 1,000, we got gig speed for 80. I'm like, well, it's too late now. I mean, you should have told me that a long time ago. So if whatever you're paying Xfinity for just 45 is because you can get 5 just by kicking rocks nowadays, as far as internet's concerned.
Right.
That's nothing. I mean, that's nothing. Gig speed is the norm right now. It's the standard.
So I just need to increase my gig speed, is what you're saying, and then all my problems will go away.
You need to increase your download speed, and if they're telling you 45, that is nothing. I mean, that's the.
But John, what is the speed that you're getting for that?
Hold on, 45. No, the 45 is what I'm paying. I'm about to look and see.
No, I know.
45 is what you're paying.
Yeah, the gig. I think he's getting a gig download for 45.
There's no way he's his face. I mean, he's like skipping like that, and he's got gigs.
This is where people get it mixed up. What he's doing on Zoom is an upload. It's not a download.
Yeah, but I'm on Zoom with him. I got gig speed, and I'm not.
Right, but his download speeds may be better than his upload speeds.
No, I get that. I get that. I trust me. I get that. I'm just saying, there's no way we both have gig speed, and that's what he's getting.
But how many people are in your house on the internet? DJ?
Oh, me?
No, DJ. How many other people are on the internet in your place?
Dude, it's still gig speed. There should be no reason.
If there are 4 or 5 people on at his house, it'll slow it down. Even if there's 3.
That's true. I mean, I give you that. That's true.
Hold on, my wife is listening to our conversation, so now she's asking me questions that I have to respond to as well.
Oh wow, really?
Hopefully, she's watching the show as opposed to just listening in the other room. But now you want to know what's funny? Because we're all using the internet right now, my stuff is slow. So I
there she is. She is watching.
She is watching. Really?
Yeah, she just said so.
Oh. Hey, honey. So my first thing I got to do is see if I can up my speed.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear myself in the back room. Yeah.
Well, okay, up your speed, or you can actually also up your router, so it's a little bit faster too. Right. I mean, there's some technical shit that you can do,
Okay. Well, yeah, that's my next. Well, not my next. My first is my gig speed, and now I've lost everybody.
I got you. I'm here. I'm here with you,
Okay,
baby.
I'm sorry. As I'm talking about it, it's like literally disintegrating in front of my face. So
no, but do you have gig speed for 45 or no?
no, I'm looking at my account and it's coming up real slow. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because gig speed for 45, goddamn, y'all got it good down in Atlanta.
But no, because what's happening also, DJ, I am in a dead zone, and the even when we're not using Wi-Fi on our phones, just using data, it's still real slow.
Okay.
Where we are is like just, and I can't pull this up right now because.
Well, you said you also have AT&T, and I know, like nowadays, you can also get 5G, which blows gig speed out the water through your cell phone service. You can get actually a box that gets 5G speed,
right?
And it's like it's
hopefully you don't grow an extra ear.
You know what? Whatever, man.
Okay, so but with the
we
Fire
went way
Stick
down
thing,
that rabbit hole.
because I want to go back to the Fire Stick thing. A Fire Stick for like $20, and then having somebody to
jailbreak,
eat it salad or jailbreak, whatever jail term.
Practice stick. Practice stick.
Toss a salad.
Tossing the stick salad. Okay. All right. So, but what one thing that I was really interested in, and one thing that I was thinking about doing was the YouTube thing. I was like just close to going the YouTube route.
I love it. I mean, I'm just saying, for me, I love it. Like I tried the Sling TV, and there's another one. Like there's the top three. There's YouTube TV, Sling TV. There's the top three of the substitutes. The streaming services for like live TV plus blah blah blah.
Right.
And I forgot what the other one is. But Sling and YouTube. Oh well, Hulu TV. Hulu has they have their Hulu TV. I think that's the other one.
That's right.
Right. Hulu has Hulu TV. But the YouTube is so smooth with it. It's so flawless that I'm like, okay, this works for me. I came back to it. Like I tried it out, and then I went to the Sling, and I went, to the other ones. I even made a new Gmail email address so I could get the trial, the trial basis, to try them out, for a certain amount of time and stuff, so I could kind of see which ones I liked,
I got you.
So
yeah,
I did some research on it.
I don't know if I want to go the whole ghetto route. I know what you're saying, Roy.
Wait
I don't think my wife would allow.
Why my route got to be ghetto? Hold up.
I'm sorry.
That shit ghetto to the motherfucker.
No, it's not. Because see, listen, just seriously, like I absolutely refuse to pay $65 to watch anybody's TV at this point.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hey, Roy, have you ever lived in Chicago?
Huh?
Have you ever lived in Chicago?
No, I have not.
Okay, so these Chicago people, okay, we know the ghetto route. Like we've had the hookups up here. We've had motherfuckers come to us, hey man, just put this filter, just screw this filter on.
Oh,
and that shit.
When we had on TV.
When we had on TV, right? Just screw that filter on, and you all good to go. We in the shy, baby. We're not country. We got all kind of hookups.
I'm glad you're from the shy. I'm
just saying, bro. When it comes to the ghetto, we are ghetto fabulous up here.
See, there you go. So your system is ghetto. That in 2021, that you would be spending $65 a month for somebody's television that I'm getting for free.
I mean, Roy, I get you, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm starting to fall into that, not fall into that, but I'm starting to work my way around it. But it would take some convincing for me to talk Mrs. Nerd into going that route completely. I think I can circumvent maybe going to the YouTube TV or the Hulu TV route, and then maybe I got a prepper You know, it's like you
I wouldn't, but see,
trying to get
so
that
here's
first
my
little
thing.
piece.
Here's my thing. If that was the case, I would say, okay, you know what? Get Hulu. Maybe get, if y'all do any ordering. I was actually just talking to my boy about it today. Like, one of the things I didn't realize with the whole Amazon Prime thing, the Amazon situation is like an entire ecosystem, is the way he put it. So
Yeah.
you get discounts on a whole bunch of stuff. You get discounts on Hulu. You get discounts on what is it, Whole Foods and all these other things, you know, the delivery. So get that kind of stuff. I can see spending up to maybe say $45, $50 if I'm looking at getting, like I said, Netflix on multiple screens, Hulu on multiple screens, the Disney stuff, you know, the whole Disney package that you were talking about with ESPN. Like, I could see doing those. Like, I wouldn't mind, like I said, because I do Netflix. I won't do Hulu because I'm not paying to watch commercials. That's just not going to happen for me. But like, even my sports stuff, I'm more of an NBA person. I love the fact that the NBA has their thing set up where I can buy either my team, I can buy the whole league if I want to. I can buy it month to month if I want to.
Yeah.
You know, so I get to see my sports wherever I want to. So it's just that, like I said, for me, it's just those services. Too many of them are doing that we giving you money, but we still gonna make the money off these ads. I mean, we're taking your money to watch this program, and I just have a problem with that. That's just it for me. It's a moral dilemma.
I didn't even realize we had Amazon Prime until Mrs. Nerd ordered. This was years ago, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, you get the TV with the Amazon Prime too? She got the Amazon Prime, and I didn't even know that the TV shows came with it. So that that's a no-brainer. But I'm going to revisit the rest of this stuff just to see.
Plus, you get it with the stick.
Yeah, you get what with the stick? And
you have access to it. You still have to pay for it.
Yeah, Amazon. Even on a Fire Stick, you still, like, if you have your account, you can just you can download the Amazon Prime app and open it up on the Fire Stick as well.
Okay,
but which one of your kids is still in college?
1, 2 of them.
Okay. Is one of them down there with you in Atlanta?
No.
All right. I don't know how the regional thing works as far as the password, logging in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm in school online. My Amazon Prime membership per year is a fraction of what the normal price is. Just saying.
Oh yeah, it's cheaper. Most people have student programs.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Google student services for just a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff out there.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, gentlemen, unlike most Wednesday nights, this has been quite informative. Thank you very much. But before we go further down that rabbit hole, WandaVision. Now, I have to go back and say that my assessment of the first couple episodes, I'm completely wrong, because now it has gotten to a point where it's so good. I'm like, okay, it's really unfair that they're only giving it to us one episode a week. So this past week, again, spoilers, because we do stuff like that. This past week, not only did we get the bombshell at the end of the episode, did any of you catch when Monica was being x-rayed and they showed her x-ray?
Mm-hmm.
So now the prevailing theory with Monica is that her powers have come from Wanda.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we've got the revelation that Monica isn't what she was before. We've got the revelation that, as Percy's background picture showed, or as Darcy said in the show, Quicksilver has been recast, and and Vision. Now, also what they did was Vision now can apparently touch people and bring them back from whatever hypnosis that Wanda has put them under. Okay, so what are we saying? Is Wanda is the one who's creating this illusion? We get that.
No. She has a level of control.
Right.
You don't think Wanda is behind the illusion?
She's not totally behind it. No, she's not.
Okay,
and
who is?
real quick, John, real quick before we go too far off of it, because Connie just said something. Connie, if you have an email address from whatever educational institution that you even work for, you can get those discounts because it's usually for students and teachers.
Right, that's true.
You just need a school. You just need a school-based email address, an educational.
Wait a minute. How long have you all known me and you know that I work for Atlanta Public Schools? And now Connie asks, and now just we give up the information. Huh? Okay.
It's Connie. It's Connie though. It's Connie. I mean, you know.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
But yeah,
apparently I'm not as pretty.
She's not in total control of it, but she has the power to control. Wanda has the power to control most of it, but she's not in total control. I don't think she actually created it, and like she even said it first. I don't think she was really aware. It was probably more like a dream for her, and then she started realizing that she does have more control in the situation.
Okay. I can ride with that. So who's in control?
You said that division.
Okay, so who's in control? Who do we think?
Mephisto.
Is it that simple? Just Mephisto just came out of nowhere and said, "Damn it, do as I say."
Well, no, he made a deal with her. That's what the thing is he made a deal with her because like this is even the storyline from the from one of the comic books. And Nicole actually did an image that she shared earlier, and those are his children. The children that Wanda has are Mephisto's children. And so that was like initially, that was, I think, part of the deal is that I'll bring Vision back. I'll give you this happy little life. You have my boys for me, or you have these kids for me. And so they're tying that in. That's where I think they're going to bring her in.
So, okay. My one issue with that is that Marvel does a really good job of prefacing anything they do. They very rarely have just pulled something out of a hat like that. We have had no prior knowledge or seen Mephisto before. So
Okay,
I don't think
just to back up Roy real quick, we didn't have any prior knowledge of the new Quicksilver either.
But we've seen him before.
Yeah, but we've seen Mephisto
and he's dead. He's supposed to be dead too.
No, not that.
No.
Not the Fox Pietro.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay,
Nicole
so
actually makes a good point. It may also be Nightmare. That was another option that they said it would be one of those. It could be one of those too.
Right. So, and Nightmare actually is a enemy of Doctor Strange.
Which
that makes more sense.
Knowing that the two of them knowing that Wanda will eventually graduate from this into Doctor Strange's film.
Right, exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. That makes more sense.
She's a key part of it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that Marvel does a really good job of, and I get what you're saying, DJ, that was like a surprise, but we've seen that Evan Peters before, and they kind of threw that at you like, yeah, we're going to really brain fuck you all right now by throwing Evan Peters in and saying, okay, this is her brother Pietro. Aha, so that is still kind of works into their formula of taking characters that have been introduced and kind of playing with them and kind of shuffling them in. But just saying, okay, Mephisto is the bad guy here. I'm not quite sure that Marvel, that's a route that Marvel will take. I just see Marvel as being a little bit more clever than that and maybe pulling somebody or something out that maybe we haven't seen before, but just, having them, they like to play with people's heads. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the Mephisto thing, and I see that it happening like that, but I'm not quite sure. Marvel is so good at what they do. They have people watching the end credits of films, looking for teasers and stuff. And Marvel, just the way that they handle themselves with this, I'm not sure. But go ahead, DJ.
Okay, I got two comments. First of all, you and Mario are full of shit because a couple of weeks ago, you wasn't talking about, Marvel is so good. You were talking about, I hate this WandaVision bullshit. This is bullshit. They done fucked
You're
up.
right.
You're
right.
They are
You're
terrible.
Right.
This
You're
is some
right.
bullshit. I don't know what's going on. So now you're like, but Marvel is so good at, whatever. All right, I'll just say this. My second point is that for me, not being a comic book guy in such a long time and being a little lost, this is the first time that for me Marvel has thrown like this fucking wrench in here that I'm like, wait a minute, I know who he is, but how the fuck did he end up here, with her, when the last brother I saw not only died, but he looked totally different, So this is some comic book shit that they done thrown in here, like, well, you comic book people, you real nerds know that this is technically, her brother, and blah, blah, blah. And, so I don't know who's running WandaVision, but it's obviously, some serious grumpy old nerd, that knows backstories, like back and forth. And they're just like, yeah, let me throw some of this in there. So I don't see why you would be surprised if he threw some Mephisto in there, because, it's some Nightmare or whatever, because whoever's running this shit obviously knows, their shit backwards and forwards.
And real quick.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wanted to go to Jay's point. Dottie is not Mephisto. The prevailing theory of who, and I'm assuming Dottie is the dark-haired lady.
Yeah.
Right.
Show. She is actually, I can't remember the character's name, and I'm sure Nicole is going to be able to drop this on me. But she actually is a character supposedly who was like Wanda's mentor with her witch-like powers.
So Agatha Harkness in the comics, Agatha Harkness is Wanda's mentor in practicing the mystic arts.
Right. Okay. That's who I believe that's who Dottie is. Because remember, she is still under, to some point, because she is still under Wanda's control. So, because she's looking at Wanda, she's like, Wanda, can I please do this? Do you want me to do this again? Right. So she's under that.
Right.
Well, two things. Number one, her name on the show is Agnes, not Dottie, it's Agnes. And that's why people think she's Agatha Harkness, because you got Agatha and Harkness and Agnes and the combination of the two names. Second, get off my ass, DJ.
Agatha? That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
And also, Agnes in this last episode was like that. At one point, they're in the living room, and she was like, oh, "Okay, should we do this take again?"
Right.
So she's playing along. She clearly knows that something's not right.
Right.
And that lends credence to her being Agatha Harkness. And DJ, what I was saying about Mephisto, if you go back to, I think it's the third episode where Jimmy Woo introduces himself to Monica Rambeau, and he does the card trick with his hand. That is a callback to the first Ant-Man, where Scott Lang does something with a card.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Woo literally says, hey, can you show me how to do that? So, and that's what I'm saying about Marvel, like throwing something in. They never throw anything. It's like every minute detail is a callback to something that they did.
Right. I got
2 or 3 films years away. So if Mephisto, Nightmare, whatever, I think that whoever it is probably going to have some reference, has been referenced at some point earlier. You know what I'm saying? They don't just say, hey, I'm a new character, look at me. It's going to be something that we've missed, that they did something where they're like, aha, go back and watch Age of Ultron, and you'll see, Mephisto standing in the background behind the Ultron robot, waving his hand at you or something.
Well, but John, you also have to remember though, John, this is the start of the next phase, and this is like WandaVision is really the Iron Man of the next 3 or 4 phases of the Marvel stuff. So
I'm so glad you said the Iron Man and not the Iron Fist.
We weren't going to mention that's a bad word.
I would not be surprised if Marvel just said, you know what? We'll bring back Daredevil. We'll bring back Luke Cage. Hell, we'll even bring back Jessica
Everybody.
Jones. But
Everybody.
Fuck Iron Fist. We ain't fucking with Iron Fist no more. We just ain't gonna do it. Or they recast it in another series or something, because that show was so bad.
Think about it. They're already moved on to Moon Knight, so they've gotten rid of. They already got one rich vigilante white guy. Why do another one?
There you go.
That's true. But apparently Daredevil makes an appearance, or Matt Murdock makes an appearance in the next Spider-Man film.
Mm-hmm. Which is to be expected.
Yeah. So okay, Marvel's gonna blow our minds with all this different stuff and all these different variations of characters that we've been introduced to. Okay. So where does WandaVision go from here? I mean, because there are 3 or 4 episodes left. The kids are growing up at their own particular rapid pace. Agnes basically knows what's going on, but is scared to do or say anything. Wanda has basically stepped outside the bubble and said, "Hey, y'all keep messing with me, I'm gonna fuck you up."
Vision said the same thing to Wanda too. Like, what the fuck is going on?
He did because he knows something's wrong. He realizes something's wrong. So I mean, where else could this go? Eventually, they keep going through the decades with these sitcoms. Eventually, they're gonna run out of decades to do.
So what was that one? Family Ties and
No, it wasn't. No, that Family was it. Family Ties.
They're in the 90s at this point.
It was Alan. The Alan Thicke show. It was both those shows.
Right.
Family Ties and
Family Matters.
No.
Family Matters is a black show.
Is that the black one?
No,
is that the black
one with Alan Thicke?
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. Those were the 2 shows.
Growing Pains. There you go. All right. Growing Pains.
Basically, you all are saying all these old white sitcoms were the same people.
Well, I think they're not going to do the Jeffersons anytime soon.
Yeah, they're not going to write. I mean, they ain't going to.
Right.
I would love to see. Okay, let's talk about that, because they picked the whitest of TV shows.
I can't get a Cosby show.
Oh
my God. The whitest. Okay, so Friends is next, I guess, then,
Friends or Cheers or something.
Well, no, because it has to be a family show. It has to be a family show.
Charles is in charge.
Oh, that's just terrible. Oh, that's just bad.
That's
but
just
at one point they do a Modern Family ripoff as well.
Well, they could do Alf.
Yeah.
So is Vision Alf? Vision is Alf?
Eating cats and shit. Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, in the show, in the last episode, the 2 kids kept saying, you can bring people back to life when the dog died. And she looked at them like, she had to look like, how do y'all know about that?
So the 2 boys probably know what's going on as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I don't know that they know everything, but I think they are aware that their mother is controlling a lot of it.
Right. They're smart enough to know.
Okay. Well, they're smart enough to age themselves.
Because it was about the
age. That was the thing when the dog, was it a dog?
Yeah, the dog died.
Yeah, when the dog died, she was like, "Don't age yourselves up. Deal with it." Sometimes you gotta deal with shit. Don't age yourselves up. Stop. Don't get older. Stay kids.
So maybe we're working towards the kids, basically saying, you know what, I don't want you to run our lives anymore. Let's fight it out. An old fashioned comic book.
My question is this to you, old nerds that know all this shit. Who are the kids? What twins are out there?
Kids.
So in the West Coast Avengers series, there was a demon called Master Pandemonium. And when the twins became of age, he withdrew them back into his body.
Okay.
So that's one theory. You've also got the theory about Mephisto at some point granting her wish of wanting children, but then it's Mephisto. So there were nefarious reasons behind it. So, you've got a couple of different ways to go. Nightmare is a demon who grants wishes, but of course, the wishes come with the caveat of there's going to be some type of evil attached to it.
Okay, so at this point, Wanda, her kids don't have actual names. Like, we don't know who these kids are.
They're Billy and Tommy.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Yes, shit.
No, we know their names is Billy and Tommy. I'm talking about as far as being superheroes or Marvel superheroes or villains or whatever.
Well, Billy and Tommy.
Those are Marvel villains and shit, right?
No, their superhero names are Billy and Tommy.
Bopsy and Topsy, one or the other.
See, there you go, Bopsy and Topsy. I got that. I'm loving that.
Here we go. No, to see Bopsy and Topsy scared the hell out of me. I don't need to see that. Oh, there's Auntie Nicole. What's up?
Hey, guys.
So wait a minute. So basically, Billy and Tommy's superpowers are they have white privilege.
There you go.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to let you know a couple things. So you do know that Mephisto didn't give her the kids. She stole his essence. Those kids are actually not alive. Okay, those kids are like, because in the comic book, and I don't know how they're going to change it around, in the comic book, she loses both of those kids because Agatha gets those kids killed. She gets them taken out because they weren't real. And then she sits there, she takes away Scarlet Witch's memory of them. And so on to where she can't remember that she even had those kids. But that's like going a little bit deeper into the story. The reason why I think at this point, Mephisto is a big part of this, and that's mainly because Mephisto is connected to so many different characters in the MCU and a couple of the other movies, like, Johnny Blaze, you got Silver Surfer, you got Spider-Man and so on. There's so many character arcs that he is connected to. I really think that it has to be somehow some kind of a play on something between Agatha and Mephisto or so on like that. Now, I do agree that there could be a connection with Master Pandemonium. And I say that because Mephisto gave him 2 baby arms. Like, his arms are actually little babies. He actually kills her children. I mean, the whole MCU story behind this is actually very tragic. But he actually sits there and gives Mephisto back some of the essence that she took from him. So this is why you have all these connections. There's other ones too, but and don't forget, we saw the Grim Reaper's helmet in episode 2 when they was doing the little montage in the very beginning when it was still black and white. They had the Grim Reaper's helmet in that too. So, but
wait, hold on, Nicole. What part? What part did we see that in? In
episode 2, in the very beginning, you know how each show has their little theme show song?
Yeah.
And they do like the little, they showing all the different pictures of them smiling and doing whatever they're doing.
Right.
And so on. And when they showed it, they showed like, it looked like like some kind of wardrobe or something. And it was like a cartoonish look, but it was the Grim Reaper's helmet was in there. They talk about it all over the place too.
You're gonna have me go back and look at that episode again. Okay.
It's just in the very beginning when they do their little musical montage before, they start the show. And his helmet is in there. So I think the Grim Reaper may have something to do with it because that's where the little doggy, that's the storyline that he comes from because he actually dug up the Grim Reaper's grave and he ended up eating something and dying. So that's why I think Agatha Harkness had a little bit something to do with that because I think she kind of killed that dog.
Wow.
Yeah, because she did pop out of the bushes all the time, like, oh, I brought them up and said,
yeah, I think she killed the dog.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody call Peter.
But yeah, so I mean, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm a real. I get into these comics kind of seriously.
No, that was cool. That was cool.
No, so okay, but the Grim Reaper. In the comics, the Grim Reaper was some relation to Wanda or Vision, right?
Let's see, the Grim Reaper, I'm trying to remember his major thing with him. Remember, the Grim Reaper had a brother, and his brother,
Wonder Man.
Right, he had a brother, Wonder Man.
Wonder Man, yeah.
Yeah, And they had like a big tiff with the Avengers and so on. But his brother went on a straight and narrow and joined the Avengers, but the Grim Reaper didn't do that. So I think in a way there was some kind of connection with that one. And I'm trying to remember how the whole thing happened, but it was a big thing where he was fighting with the Avengers and the Black Panther came in and basically took him down. And that's how the storybook, you know, how some of the comics put it, like how the Black Panther became part of the Avengers. So, I mean, all of these characters, there's at least 5 characters that seem to be intertwined with her, but I'm thinking the biggest one would probably be either Mephisto or probably the Grim Reaper. Now, Nightmare could be a thing, but Nightmare's his thing is a little different. He's more like the Freddy Krueger of the whole of the MCU.
Right. But the Grim Reaper, his powers aren't necessarily mystical based.
No, but I mean, well, it is in a way because he does exactly like Freddy Krueger does. He goes and he basically messes with your dreams and drives you insane.
Okay. So the Grim Reaper could feasibly be one of or the major big bad this season. Okay, so now I'm more in line with the Grim Reaper because that gives us more entryway for like Wonder Man and a bunch of other characters as well.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper was more about revenge. That's where his whole thing comes in because of what happened with his brother and so on like that. But Nightmare, like I said, I don't see so much with it and so on, but we're looking at Mephisto, Grim Reaper, and maybe Master Pandemonium. But some of these characters, I think they may be, you know, you're looking at a lot of people who are watching these shows casually. You know what I'm saying? They're not watching them to understand it like comic book wise. So they're going to pick the most known person, I think. And to me, I think the most known person would be more like Mephisto or the Grim Reaper. Right. Mm-hmm.
But I just see like Master Pandemonium is a large part of the Twins' history.
Absolutely.
In the comic books. And the Grim Reaper also has a long history with Wanda and Vision as well. So
absolutely.
I mean, I see that. And that's what I was saying earlier, DJ, about, you know, them just pulling the Mephisto out. I was just like, ooh, it's Mephisto. It's coming out of nowhere. Whereas with the Grim Reaper and even Master Pandemonium, you have a little bit of dirt that you have to.
Okay, but what about Quicksilver? Did Quicksilver kill anybody?
Quicksilver?
No.
Yeah, did he kill? I mean,
no, Mephisto though was part of. He had a storyline with not with Quicksilver. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Silver Surfer. I'm sorry, no. I don't think he had so much to do with Quicksilver, and that's where the biggest thing is coming from. Because the big question is, say WandaVision, are they using the Quicksilver that we saw at her door simply just as Quicksilver, like, you know, this is going to be this is Quicksilver, that's just what it is.
Okay.
Or if it's going to be where they're getting ready to start the multiverse. You see what I'm saying? Because remember what Wanda said to her kid, in the way they put it, she cannot create nothing, you know, create something from nothing. Right. So her brother actually died. He is dead. You follow me?
Right.
So the only way for her to even have, let's say if she even had a hand in it, the only way for her to get her brother at this point would be to pull from a multiverse or something like that, or someone is masquerading as Quicksilver. That's the only way he could even be in this whole thing right now.
I think that's what Mario said, is that, you know, we're getting the introduction.
I see you, Percy. I see you, Percy. Okay. But no, that actually, her pulling Evan Peters from the X-Men universe into this universe actually makes sense, because if she was grieving the way she was, her creating this whole fantasy world, that goes along into the lines of everything, her pulling everything that she loves into this particular world.
And not just that. Remember, she always seems to stop things when it starts getting serious and out of line. And it seemed like right then, when the argument got that heated with her and Vision, then all of a sudden there's that ring at the doorbell.
Yeah. So no, that actually does make it sound.
If you go back and look at that part of the show, she actually says to him, because Vision was like, no, we're not paying attention to that. She actually says, I didn't do that.
Right.
And the other thing that you got to think
There you go,
about,
right there, right behind Percy's head.
Yeah.
the other thing that you have to think about that whole thing with Pietro, remember, in the Fox universe, he didn't have a sister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, when they first introduced him, he was in the they did show his sister, but it wasn't. They didn't ever show her again. It was like a one-off. Yeah, that's my sister, and then Scarlet Witch was never a huge part of the X-Men like Quicksilver was.
Right.
So, they still had it where she was there, but they kind of ignored her. Like, old girl.
Where was she? All I remember seeing was him and his mom.
When they came to the house, she was there. They did show her, but she was a
now
little.
Now gonna make me go back and look at that.
She was a little.
All I remember seeing was her mom. Was his mom?
No, she was there too. Go back. Or hell, in a minute, Percy gonna bring it up.
But yeah, you seen the Grim Reaper's helmet, so you see how they made it connection.
Absolutely. Okay, so now that we've gone about as far down that rabbit hole as we can, Percy wanted to do 20-man enter, 1-man leave. And so
you say 20?
But yeah, well, I mean, Percy put up a whole bunch of so basically we've got pretty much every universe sharing universe that's out right now between Star Wars, the DC universe, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, the MCU, and Game of Thrones.
Get rid
now, to be very honest, this one's easy. I think we all could say DC is just gets the boot right off the bat.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go.
I gotta get rid of Harry Potter. I'm sorry, Harry Potter.
Really?
Yep. Me too.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm not giving up on DC. I'm not giving up.
Nope, not gonna do it.
Let me tell you something.
Shock the world.
Even though the MCU is what it is and how exciting it is, DC got me because the storylines for DC were so, you want that serious grown-up suspense and a little bit of macabre and everything like that. That's what DC is. DC is the real, their stories are serious business, and their stories are more adult-like. I think in a way sometimes too, despite the writers and everything and how they do their movies, Wonder Woman was crap, excuse me, that wasn't meant to come out, but anyway, all of that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, but DC appeals to the older individual, if you ask me. This is one of the reasons why it is not going to be that popular with a much younger crowd, because their storylines are dark. Their storylines are more, intense and so on like that. And I don't think anyone who's a big fan, they're going to be the ones that's going to be able to understand that. Marvel is more of your kumbaya type of stuff, which I enjoy Marvel immensely, but they're just more for more of the people out there and so on like that. For DC, if they get their writing and everything together and get it pulled like they need to, it would be a fantastic whole movie series, and they can do all the multiverses and stuff that they want to do. But I'm not giving up on DC just yet.
I mean, I think we can all agree when you've got your holy trinity is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, that you're looking at something that's tailor-made to be more special than any of those other five out there. But what has DC done to merit your optimism?
It's just,
they've done has been trash.
But that's just it. It's just the fact that I like DC's storyline. Their storylines is geared towards adults. Their storylines are geared towards people who want a little bit more, technically, if you ask me, put it this way, yeah, their movies aren't the greatest, but they probably need to push their movies closer to R ratings than they do for the general crowd, for instance, to be better movies. I think DC could be a much stronger,
experience if they did that, but I just like their storylines. And so I know their movies aren't the greatest. I get it, but their storylines are great. Harry Potter. I'm sorry, I have not watched one Harry Potter movie through its entirety. I cannot find myself liking that. I just don't. I like Lord of the Rings. Yes, Harry Potter. No, that's for the kids. I can't get into it.
Okay. DJ, which of these would get kicked off the island for you?
Man. No, she's right. Harry Potter.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I actually want to go Lord of the Rings, to be honest with you, because for me, Lord of the Rings is one fucking movie that was 6 hours long. You know. So to be honest, you know what? I changed
9.
Yeah. Okay. So I changed my mind. Lord of the Rings, because it's basically one fucking movie that's 9 hours long. You know, I read the books when I was a kid. And shit. You know, books were great.
I didn't. I only saw the movies. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I read the books when I was a kid. So I mean, I love the books and stuff, but yeah, it's just one long ass movie. So yeah, Lord of the Rings goes first.
And then what would be your number one? Which one reigns over the rest?
What's my number one?
Yeah.
You ain't asked me that. You already know what my number one is.
That's mother.
As much as I love the Marvel universe, I'm always rooting for Star Wars to get better. I'm always rooting for Star Wars to get better. I'm a Star Wars. The first moment when that motherfucking, little ship with the princess was going across the screen.
Yes.
And that
Imperial Starship.
Yeah. Oh, the Imperial Starship, that moment for me as a child was everything.
Always.
It was fucking everything.
Star Wars will always and forever be my number one.
Wow. Look at you now. You know what? I have to admit, I was completely wrong about what you always say. Uncle Percy, what's your number one and what's your one that you would get kicked out?
Oh, Lord of the Rings got to go because I can't stand those little motherfuckers.
We would have stepped on them.
I could never get it. I could never get into those. I could never.
Those hairy feet. Those hairy feet.
Yeah, the hairy feet. The little troll talking about precious. My precious.
All the hairy feet.
No,
Wait, too much white privilege in that movie, huh?
It was like the Smurfs. It reminded me of the Smurfs. I couldn't get into it. All I see is mushrooms and short people with hairy feet and a guy going around talking about the ring. I need the ring. Precious.
And no brothers in the movie whatsoever.
Not one, exactly. Not one.
Yeah, that's
true. I feel you.
That's true. Okay, so which one is your top person?
I got to go with Marvel. Even though they got that stupid ass Jessica, whatever her name is.
Hey.
Y'all understand that Jessica Jones hate. I hate that show.
Get up off my whiskey drinking, bourbon drinking girl.
Yeah, that's your girl, DJ.
Yeah,
I didn't even recognize your shirt. I love your shirt. That's my movie right there.
Thank you, babe.
All right, Roy. So, which one do you love? Which one do you hate?
Never watched Harry Potter, so that would be the one that would go for me. And of course, I grew up a Star Wars fan. The last one kind of screwed that up. So if I'm looking at it in the totality of what we have here in front of us, I think that Infinity War, the End Game, they to me, they put Marvel over the top. I mean, that this Marvel Cinematic Universe, just like we've been talking about, the way that they pull all of these stories together is just it's at a level that we have never seen in. I mean, not even in television. The CW is probably the closest thing to it. Some of the stuff that they do, But like you, John, just like you were talking about the detail that, you know, in Ant-Man, they put the quantum city. The fact that that Jimmy Woo kept asking Paul Rudd's character, how do you do that? And then they show him in his office watching a YouTube video trying to do that. And then the first thing he does in WandaVision is he does that. That type of intertwining of storytelling is just a whole new level. And I think, you know, Marvel at this point is at the top. Here's the irony of that, though. Talking about the Star Wars universe, Jon Favreau is turning the Star Wars universe. He's taking the model that was used for Marvel and is now putting it into the Star Wars universe. It killed me. I did not realize that he directed the original Iron Man either that or number 2.
Hold on 1 second, Roy. Just like we said, DJ, that's Pietro and Wanda in the X-Men movie.
Is it?
Hold on. I'm gonna need Uncle Percy to say something so we can get his up front.
I need to see it. What do you
Wait a minute though. I don't understand how you didn't
say something, Uncle Percy.
Directed the first Iron Man.
He did.
No, I'm saying how Uncle Roy didn't know that.
Oh.
I just didn't.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna pin. Okay, dude, where was this at? This was not in.
It was
Days of Future Past.
No, it wasn't. That's not the first X-Men film. It was in the first X-Men film.
It was okay, but they're not twins.
Right, they're not twins, but that is his sister. She's even got the little Halloween witch costume on.
Okay, so wait, when did they show this? What movie was this in?
The first X-Men film. Not the first one. I'm sorry.
He wasn't in the first X-Men film.
No, not the first X-Men film. The second one. I apologize.
What second? No, he wasn't.
Okay. Percy, where'd you pull this image from?
I can't see it. What is it? Oh, this one. Oh.
Whatever movie that they introduced Quicksilver in, that's the film that she's from.
That was in X-Men.
Days of Future Past.
No, it was Days of Future Past.
Oh, Days of Future Past. I'm sorry.
And he was a grown man.
He's not a grown man in that picture.
In the scene, is that what it was?
When Charles and I think when was it Logan that went to go get him?
And Magneto. I mean Logan and Charles and Beast.
Okay.
They went to his house, but he was a grown. He was like a teenager. I mean, like 19, 20 point.
Your oldness is really showing right now, Roy, because you are ignoring the picture that is dead in front of you.
No. I'm not ignoring it. I'm asking, when was it there? When did they show?
Oh, when they went to the house.
So that's what I was asking. I said, was it a picture in the house?
Yes, that's in their house.
He's saying, is this marketing or gameplay? That's what he's asking.
So why is this picture like it is now? Why are the rest of you guys?
They said this is when Magneto was addressing the world about the mutants.
Oh, and they were watching TV or whatever?
Yeah, when they were watching TV.
Okay.
All right.
In Days of Future Past?
Yep.
How is that even possible? No, because see, hold on. See, now I'm
really going deep now.
Yeah, we ain't coming out this hole.
Yeah, no, we really aren't. We really aren't, because right now this is a problem. So, because remember, here's what we have to remember. In Days of Future Past, he breaks Magneto out of prison. He is older than that at that point. Are we forgetting that?
Is he?
Yes. He's
Who's
like
forgetting
19
what?
and 20 years old.
Wait a minute. Where did Uncle Percy get the picture from?
That's what I'm asking. Where does this picture show up?
I'm sending you a link.
It can't be where Uncle Percy said that's at the end of the movie.
I'm sending you the link right now, Roy.
And John, I'm telling you, see, I don't watch this movie too much. That's my point.
Okay.
Remember, he was in the elevator. Remember, he was actually even in the elevator with Magneto when he was breaking him out. When he said, he's like, yeah, my mom used to know somebody who has that power. He is older than that in that shot, in that scene. In that movie, his character is older than this.
This is not a Percyism. I'm just
no, it's not. I'm with you, Percy. I'm right there with you.
And I'm just telling y'all at this point. So now I'm gonna be real. Now I'm gonna be Percyism. Y'all wrong.
Okay, so look, this is what I found. Something that they said here. They said, though not mentioned by name as Wanda, Quicksilver is seen with the younger redheaded little sister in X-Men: Days of Future Past. Director Bryan Singer has said this is simply his younger sister, and that a reference to another older sister was cut from the film.
His little sister told Logan.
Because they say in the
you know what? This stuff, you know what? Okay, so here's the thing. This must not be, this can't be from the movie. This must be from the comic. Because I've got the movie on my computer. This scene is not in there. They do not, when they get to Pietro, he is the age that he is in the other movies. In the X-Men, what was it? The one that they brought the Apocalypse in. He was in the movie, he is never this age. Unless it's something in the extended version, unless they have an extended version of it, because he doesn't even talk. The only person he talked to is his mother in the house. And I'm gonna watch it again, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and do a post on y'all pages and be like, see, I'm telling you. I don't watch that movie enough to know. This age Pietro is not in there.
Let me tell you something. Roy is going to die on this hill. Roy is going to die on this hill. He is not going to let this go. But Roy, I can honestly tell you, I saw this movie in the theaters, and I remember this scene. I remember this scene.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I think you guys are projecting right now. Mephisto must be playing around with your heads or something. Unless they cut it out in the version that I'm watching. I saw it in the theaters and don't remember that. I'm telling you, it was not when he, because let me I can even walk you through the scene of getting to him. They were in the place trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get into the Pentagon to do this stuff because of how it's locked down? Logan says, you know what? I know a guy. He should be a young man, but a teenager by this point. And he was really fast. They go to his house. They knock at the door. Remember this. This is exactly how the introduction to him went. They knock at the door. His mother comes and says, what has he done now?
Right.
Then go down to the basement. And he says, I know you're not cops. What do you want? Who are you here? And he's bouncing around. He is much older than that picture is. He is not that age in that picture. I mean, he isn't that. That is the first point that they meet him at. Magneto doesn't address the world until the end of the movie. So it couldn't be them reverting in age. Now, what was the other movie when he was still in Russia when they killed his other family? What was that in?
You talking about when it was in Sokovia?
No, not in Sokovia. Well, maybe that's what. When he was working at that plant and he saved the guy, and then they ended up coming and killing his daughter.
Oh.
Who could talk to the animals.
I can't remember that.
And that was Apocalypse. That was X-Men Apocalypse. That's what it was.
So let me tell you this, okay? When me and Connie have a discussion like this, and she digs in her heels, and she's going to make that point, at that stage is when I stop and I say, okay, Roy, I'm going to stop and say, okay, because I know what I saw. But you gonna give me that.
I'm telling you, y'all, it's a group hallucination at this point.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna watch the movie again
Excerpt that I found. I guess I'm gonna have to try to find out where that excerpt is at. I'm gonna have to look at that one.
Yeah, I got, and like I said, I'm gonna go back and read the link that Uncle Percy sent, because I'm telling y'all, that is when they introduced him, he is a grown man.
Okay. Yeah, let's come back to America.
So
we're leaving Sokovia.
So can we? Did you guys see the commercial for Winter Soldier and Falcon?
Yes.
Yo, that was like a mix between Fast and Furious and Bad Boys.
Yeah, no, that series, I'm excited about that series because
Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to that one.
that looks like I'll enjoy it from the beginning as opposed to waiting 3 episodes in before I start really enjoying
That's what Marvel does. That's what Marvel does. So they start off with some because everybody was thinking like WandaVision wasn't going to be anything, and now all of a sudden WandaVision is all hyped up. Then the next thing you know, they shoot out Falcon and Winter Soldier, and everybody's like, oh, the grumpy old mans are like, oh shit, here we go, some action. Here it comes. So yeah, Marvel. That's what Marvel does. That's their thing. And then the next, what's the next one after Falcon and
well, here's the thing. We have yet to see Black Widow. When are they going to release that?
That's this year.
Next month. It comes out next month too.
It comes out in March.
Wow.
Are they going to? Are we going to be able to see it on Disney Plus?
Disney, I believe, is going to do it.
Yeah, everything that's Marvel is getting released on HBO Max. I mean Disney Plus or whatever. HBO Max has got the whatever, and then Disney Plus is releasing shit. Yeah.
Okay, because I hadn't heard anything, and the way the Marvel universe is structured, each film comes out when it comes out for a particular reason, and they're back now because Black Widow has to come out before the film releases can come out, and that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't exactly sneak a preview of a movie that came out before.
Right.
So do you think Black Widow's gonna be like Wonder Woman 83, 84, whatever it was?
No, not at all.
I have more faith in Marvel than that.
I refuse to think that would be that.
The problem with it is that it's irrelevant now because she's dead. Movie's like 3 years too late.
Is she really dead?
Well, no, that it was just going to come out last year. She was dead then.
Wow. That's my point. They did her movie too late.
You think so?
They should have done her movie before they killed the character off.
But again, Marvel does.
They should have did Black Widow. They should have did Black Widow. Should have came out right after Iron Man.
But
Marvel does things. Now see, okay, y'all gonna make me preach the gospel that I was calling whatever.
Heresy.
Thank you. Before, because Marvel does these things for a reason. Now, the first 2 episodes of WandaVision are proof positive because the first 2 episodes of WandaVision on their own suck. But in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense that they started the way that they did. I have to believe that they're releasing Black Widow after the character Black Widow died for a specific reason.
Oh no!
Remember, Scarlet Witch even made a comment. Remember to Hawkeye, where they kind of left it in Avengers Endgame that it's quite possible she may be alive. Because remember, even Gamora's dead, but she may be alive.
But Gamora. You have to remember, Nicole. They brought Gamora back. They brought Gamora to the future from 2014.
But she wasn't. But that was the thing about the snap that when Tony Stark did. I think it had to do with when who was against what they were doing.
But she wasn't. Remember that she was not against them. She's been against Thanos for years, but she just kept it secret. And she even took the new Nebula and broke her out, and they went in. That's when Nebula killed herself, the old one. But
yeah, I don't know. But why did they? Well, I mean, I guess maybe I was looking at it because at the end she wasn't there. Wasn't none of them there?
no, and that's what the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie is supposed to be centered around, them trying to find her. Remember at the end of it, Quill had her up on the little hollow thing, and then, so they're trying to figure out where she is.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Nicole don't get no debate with Roy because he digging his heels and
I'm not.
But my thing is that how you gonna get the stone? How does Thanos get the stone without the soul? You need the soul of a person to get the stone. So, you know, whose soul gets substituted to bring Gamora back in order to get the stone?
No, they brought Gamora from the past. That's where she came from. Remember, Thanos was killed at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so basically, so you're saying, so this is how it works out. They get this, Captain America returns the stone before Gamora gets killed. So that way, that stone goes back to the dude that had it, and Gamora comes back from the dead.
Gamora didn't come back from the dead.
Well, she never died because he puts the stone back. He gives the dude the stone back.
No, that's not how to. Remember, he even said it. The Soul Stone works differently from the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
And he said that death is supposed to be permanent. They didn't. When they went back in time, they brought Gamora back from the past. She came with Thanos and with the new Nebula. That's like if they had what they could have done. They could have gone back to the past and brought what's her face back. But that would have been, as they talk about, created all kind of other ramifications in the timeline because things that she needed to do, she would not have done.
So when the Black Widow died, when she died, did the Red Skull come back?
See, that's the part that got me confused.
Because remember, the Red Skull was the one.
The Red Skull was the keeper of that stone.
Right, he's the keeper. He was just a god. He wasn't anything connected to that particular stone.
But he was like, for me to be released, somebody had to die. So
no, he said for the stone to be released, you have to give up what you love most.
Right.
A life for a life is what it says. A soul for a soul.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Gamora.
And Thanos killed, in that movie, Thanos got rid of her in Infinity War.
He pushed over the cliff.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was 2019.
Gamora died because since she was from the past and so on, it was like she was already. It was like they couldn't bring her back or something to that effect. I don't know. I got the impression from some stuff I was reading that she's really dead.
No, they didn't bring Gamora back. They brought another Gamora. Again, remember, we're getting ready to hit the multiverse and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That Gamora is from the past. The Gamora that was all of the other stuff is dead.
All right.
Because
during old Gamora.
Right, because if you remember during Endgame, during the fight, Nebula has to remind Gamora that's who you eventually fall in love with. And Gamora's like, him?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, it was either him or a tree.
Okay. Some old Sam Raimi stuff.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, before I get it, and it's been a solid hour and a half, and I don't want to hear nothing from Percy or DJ because we've had a full discussion. Didn't have to get cut off or nothing.
That's right.
So, can I say it now?
I got one thing to say.
That's right.
And it's kind of serious too. So
that's right,
What man?
Okay, so I just want to say to all the women in the world, I'm gonna man up. I'm gonna say I apologize. I truly apologize. I really didn't know what y'all went through when you guys get epidural. So let me tell you. I've been having back pain. So after doing physical therapy, everything, I had to go get my shot. So I had to get an epidural. So I'm like, he's like, so I could put you to sleep. I can just give you a local. I'm like, man, just give me a local. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. All I can say is, ladies, I am so sorry. I apologize for every man in the world because I had to literally have to give flowers for Renee to say, baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She had 3 of them. I couldn't get through my first one. I got to go for another one in 2 weeks. So I'm just saying, hey, because it was just funny. He was like, he gave me 2 stress balls. He said, well, Mr. Harris, let me tell you how the whole thing. Have you seen that joke, that Richard Pryor joke about the Dalmatian leading the burglar into the house?
No.
Leave, and then he's like,
it's not a Dalmatian, it's a Doberman Pinscher.
Whatever the fuck. So anyway, same thing happened at the doctor's office. I'm there, they all nice to me. They actually gave me a big ass, gown that actually fit a big ass man like me. It was all nice and warm. Oh, come on in, Mr. Harris. Come on in, sit down.
That's what you got from you made that connection? Oh my God.
So then they're like, come on, Mr. Harris, lay down.
Oh my God.
And you be okay. Doctor, be in for a minute. Here, Mr. Harris, we're gonna make sure you all good and tight. Then all of a sudden the doctor comes in, and then they strap you down. I'm like, what? They strap you down. And he said, here, Mr. Harris, here's 2 stress balls. I'm like, why I need 2 stress balls for? Just hold on to them. You'll know. So then the doctor comes in like, Mr. Harris, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, it's a pinch. It's a pinch. Here's a pinch. Here's a pinch. I'm like, okay, I got it. This is cool.
Oh my gosh.
Then all of a sudden he finds the spot. I'm like, oh, okay, that was fine. Then all of a sudden he pushed the medication. And I'm like, it's like I'm sitting there talking to him because we're talking about the damn bears. And all of a sudden he goes, shoo, and I wanted to scream like from CSI Miami. Yeah! Like that. And the guy, and then the technician's like, Mr. Harris, breathe through the pain. Breathe through the pain. Have no goddamn baby. Breathe through the pain, Mr. Harris. Breathe through the pain.
Oh my God.
So I'm apologize for all men in the world who thought that epidurals and stuff was it's serious.
Oh shit. Are you sure this wasn't money talks? You mean he put his hands on like you? He put his hands on you like this?
I apologize. They might have to put me to sleep next week. I'm sorry.
I guess so. Shit.
But I feel fine. I feel much better.
Well, I would certainly hope so. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, after that, where else can we go? But if you've been with us from the beginning, thank you so very much. We appreciate you coming out and checking us out. If you're new to the shenanigans and tomfoolery, please feel free. Every Wednesday we come on and we do this again. For Uncle Percy, Uncle Roy, Auntie Nicole, Uncle DJ, I am Uncle John. Thank you for watching. We will see you again next week. Peace and blessings.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has